Hey, I'm Matt Jones, and I just got through leading a class on how to start a small business. And there was a short conversation that came up that I realized there's probably a lot of people that need to think through this, especially if you're considering starting a business. One of the questions that's come up in that meeting, as well as many others, is at what point do I quit my full-time job and go after this new business that I want to start? Now, a lot of that depends on your personal situation, but the general answer I get is it depends on the amount of stress that you personally can handle and the amount of stress that your family system can handle. Now, personally, when you decide to jump out and leave a job and all of the things that go along with that, all the security that goes along with that, the income that goes with that, you're creating a lot of internal and external stress on yourself, and you got to be ready to deal with that. Your family system, if you have people that are depending upon you to pay bills, to pay school tuition, just go down the list. If they're depending on that and you walk away from a job paying all that in hopes of seeing more money coming in from somewhere else, that's going to create a lot of stress on that system. And so you need to know how much stress your personal system and your family system can take. Because at some point, you're going to have to take the leap. You're going to have to walk away from all of that job security that you have. And you have the option of it being like jumping off of a 7-story building. If you just quit your job one day and then decide to start a business the next, that's a pretty big jump. I've had people walk into my office before and say, hey, I just quit my job and I'm planning to do this. And my stress level goes up when they tell me that. Usually the best thing to do is to begin working on your job, your new job, your startup as a side hustle. Use your downtime, your evenings, your weekends, whatever, to begin to build that so that if your full-time job here is giving you these benefits and this security, that you can begin to ramp this one up to where that jump is not quite as big as it might be otherwise. And what you want to do in that time is make sure that you have a viable business, that you have a product or service that people are willing to pay for, and that the price you think they're willing to pay is actually the price that they're willing to pay. So you want to do all your market research and those kind of things as well. And you want to begin to do some soft selling and to see whether people are actually going to buy your product or service. Doing that reduces the amount of leap that you have to take. At some point, though, you will take a leap. You'll have to walk away from security of probably benefits and insurance and all those kind of things, and you're moving into a whole new world with new metrics, new requirements on you and those kind of things. But if you can decrease the amount of leap that is, the more likely you are to have success as you're going. Now, one of the things to keep in mind, a lot of people have this great idea that, as soon as they get it out there, everybody in the world is going to want to buy it. And that really doesn't happen. There's a startup time to do that. And usually businesses lose money for about 2 to 3 years. Now, obviously there's exceptions, and those are the ones that people like to focus on. But it's usually a couple of years before a new business is turning a profit. And so you've got to think through the financial piece and how that's going to work for you. Do everything you can to ramp that business up to where there's money coming in and you can decrease that lag between the drop-off in your full-time employment and the scale-up of your new startup. Now, I'm a big believer in startups and entrepreneurship, and so I hope if you've got a great idea for a service or a product that people will buy and a big value to them, that you're able to go after that and make that happen. It's a great life, but it's not an easy life. But you can make the transition to that a little bit better by managing your personal stress and the stress that you put on your family systems by figuring out exactly how big of a leap you can take. I'm Matt Jones. If this has been helpful, I hope that you'll like and share and pass it on to other people. If you have any questions, you can send me a message and I'll get back to you.